Welcome. It's the Nasty Pastor. Only Faith Ministries. This is another session of the Love and Respect Experience. I'm a little under the weather. I got a lot of drainage, you know what I mean, and little mucus up in me. But I'm feeling a little better. I can say that. I'm feeling a little better. Strength getting better. Throat getting better. But I had fun reading chapter 8. I'm gonna get into chapter 9 now for you. And peep this out. You know, there's a lot of differences in the world. There's a lot of hate in the world. And always remember, you know, it's better to turn the other cheek than to release the same energy. You can miss a blessing releasing the same energy, the same bad, negative energy. You can miss a blessing in your life. But let's go and get into chapter 9. The Love and Respect Experience. The author is Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. And here we go. It's called Newton's Law. The crazy cycle in action. And the verse that they're giving us is from Proverbs 26:21. Troublemakers start trouble, just as sparks and fuel start a fire. Now peep this out. You know what I mean? Y'all know troublemakers? They come around, do all type of stupid stuff to you, don't they? Have you all in type of stuff you ain't said nothing about, stuff you don't know nothing about, but your name all in it, right? What you usually do? Keep going on around them, don't it? But it's one person that always tell you, or when that troublemaker come around, they always leave, right? Why you don't leave? Why? Because you like it, right? Because you like it. All right, let's go and get into chapter 9. Newton's Law, the crazy cycle in action. As I sat there in the locker room steaming over a criticism by my military school swimming coach about not hustling, I looked up and saw a new cadet sitting on another bench just staring at me. Quit staring at me, I said, or I'll bust you in the mouth. I really wasn't interested in fighting, but it just came out. Obviously, unruffled, he replied, and I'll just bust you back. Something about his nonchalant, totally fearless manner told me that this guy had been in a lot of fights before. I knew of cadets who got sent to military school to cure their street fighting ways. The street fighter's approach to life was an eye for an eye. You hit me, you'll get it back harder. Sort of a living, snarling demonstration of Newton's law that for every action, there's always an equal and opposite reaction. Y'all get that? So, when you think about Newton's law, does it put you in mind of religion? You know what I mean? Where it's basically there's parts in the scriptures, there's verses in the scriptures that tell you eye for eye. And you're supposed to be right? Do we supposed to be right for doing the eye for eye? We're still sinning. If someone did something to you that's a sin, and you did it right back to them, the same thing right back to them, aren't you sinning? So it might be wise to what? Turn the other cheek? Let whom you pray to handle it? right? Discretion quickly overcame my burst of temper. To bust him in the mouth would have started something I was not ready to finish. I threw no punch. What does this little story of a locker room tiff and Newton's law have to do with marriage? If you have ever been on the crazy cycle, you know the answer. Everything. To restate Newton's law in love and respect terms, for every disrespectful action by a wife, there can be an equal and opposite unloving reaction by her husband. And for every unloving action by a husband, there can be an equal and opposite disrespectful action by his wife. And the crazy cycle is on, mixing their very different viewpoints, hers in pink and his in blue, and the crazy cycle can hum for quite a while. Give you a prime example. Give you something that me and the ex-wife went through in public. You know what I mean? We was at the Dollar Tree over Southside, and we had the counter. Out the blue, her called me a nigga. So, I looked at her and called her a bitch. Excuse my language. And I get why she did it. Because honestly, we won't argue. You know what I mean? We were separated. She was either dropping me off from a visit that I was coming from with, visiting her up Fredericksburg, or she was coming down here to pick me up, however it go. Just out the blue, and I didn't handle it right. You know what I'm saying? I gave in to her negative ways because, see, she know not to call me a nigga. You got what I'm saying? This is something we have talked about. This is something we have argued about. And bam. You know what I mean? But like I said, I handled it wrong. I really did. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have stooped to her level. You know what I mean? I should have laughed it off, paid for what I was getting and kept on moving on out the store. Backtrack some days later, hopefully that same clerk was in there, got a number from her, for real. You know what I mean? That's what I should have done. But sometimes when we in those heated moments, we don't what? We don't think. We don't think about it at all. You know what I mean? We're like walking time bombs. You know what I'm saying? And if someone can push your button, you know what I mean? You know how like NASA do the little countdown of the rockets? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off? Yeah. You know what I mean? NASA has a button they punch. You know what I mean? To get that rocket going. You feel me? You got me? A switch, a button, you can call it whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? It's an on and off switch. You got me? So, me expressing across to her how I feel about the negative things she say or do to me, what that did? They ain't do nothing but make it where that when she's ready to act out, she know how to push my button and make me look like the fool in the end, right? Alright. Newton's law can be played out in marriage in endless ways. Sometimes it is all too easy to be unloving or disrespectful without meaning to or realizing it until it's too late. Here are two examples. A wife occasionally observes how well their friend Ben is doing in his business and is puzzled when seemingly out of left field her husband snaps. Well, then maybe you should have married someone like Ben. She retreats feeling hurt and unloved, to say the least. The crazy cycle has sprung to life. I've been through that with my ex-wife. I've been through, well, you should have went with such and such. And that probably came from me being used to a certain woman looking for a certain woman in other women's, and that wasn't fair to any woman I've dealt with. You know what I mean? It wasn't fair. You know, it's a known fact. I've been looking for my soulmate, Tara Dickerson, since what is that, 91? We broke it off in 91. I've always looked for her characteristics in every woman I've ever met. You know what I mean? We had a good relationship. You know what I mean? We made some decisions in the end that was right for both of us because you know, she was pregnant, but she also was in college. So we decided to get an abortion, and I had a child on the way. You know, my oldest son was being born the next month in February '91 when we had the abortion in January 1991. And what broke it off is the fact that her and my oldest son mom, you know, didn't get along. So to take her around there that you know, for this the first time I'm going to see my child. They're out the hospital, you know, and to take her around there the day that I went, it probably wouldn't have been nothing but a bunch of fighting. So you know, I never told her till I went to, you know, to after the visit. You know, and it was some mess, it was some BS. So I decided to leave her alone and do the family thing. The family thing lasted for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So in the end, I lost a relationship with my son. In the end, I lost a soulmate. You feel me? You got me? So to ask me why I don't go backwards, especially when it's been years put between us. Now, we break up Wednesday, but we talk Thursday and Friday, and we back together Saturday. See, there was not enough space between us for me to keep it moving. You know what I mean? It's still some spark there. It's still some fight there that makes me say, yeah, let's keep trying. But see, it had been years, put between us. And the type of woman I was dealing with, you know, I felt ashamed and scared. The next time, I think it was like in 94, 93, the next time I saw her. And I felt, you know, I believe I could have asked her then for another chance. I was just coming out of prison. You know, I was just coming home working. I was doing all right for myself. You know what I mean? And I believe I should have asked, but I didn't. You know, I didn't ask for that second chance. You know what I mean? I just went on and I said, let this woman live her life. You know what I mean? I think I was more scared of what I was bringing into her life, that it will hurt what she had going on. You feel me? You understand? But let's get back to chapter 9. A wife occasionally observes how well they're... Okay, we read that part. Number 2. A husband innocently mentions to his prone to be a bit heavy wife how well her sister is controlling her weight, and is stunned to hear, yes, and my brother-in-law is getting quite a pooch. Almost as bad as yours. The husband retreats into a stone wall of silence. He hasn't meant to be unloving. He was just making conversation. And all he gets is disrespect. Chalk up another one for the crazy cycle. What is going on in these two scenarios? Our key verse tells us that troublemakers start trouble, just as sparks and fuel start a fire. Proverbs 26:21. But neither spouse meant to be a troublemaker. She may realize that she might appear a bit disrespectful, but his unloving reaction is way over the top, and it may dawn on him that he may appear unloving. But she should know he didn't mean it. How come all the contempt in her voice? How come all the contempt in her voice? And that look on her face could freeze a water buffalo in its tracks. Granted, in both situations, we would claim that the offended spouse was too sensitive and responded immaturely. Nonetheless, accidental sparks, unwise remarks, ignite the fuel, ignite the fire, and vroom goes the crazy cycle. Newton's law is always at work. Your spouse is sensitive and vulnerable, and so are you. Sometimes it is no accident the crazy cycle can spin even more when trouble. Hold up. Crazy cycle can spin even more when anger goads you into wanting to make trouble. So when you hear what you think is a verbal punch and are tempted to throw a nasty response, step back. Was that really the crazy cycle starting to growl? I know whereof I speak. Sarah and I sometimes wind up squaring off, and then one of us has the good sense to say, so do you want to get on the crazy cycle? That's not a bad way to diffuse a situation, but an even better approach is to remember Newton's law and carry it with another law that will keep the crazy cycle in its cage. Thou shalt not throw a punch. Well, that's the end of chapter 9. See, me taking those anger management classes, it helped. You know what I'm saying? It helped. You know, I feel that I should have practiced more. That first physical encounter with my ex-wife, I should have went back and took some classes, or at least went and read a book. But I didn't, and that's why I say I got comfortable. You know what I mean? I got real comfortable, you know, being with that woman. You know, the woman before her, you know what I mean? I never had put my hand, you know, I pushed her. And we was together 4 years. You know what I mean? She was in my face and I pushed her off me. You know what I mean? We may raise our voice at each other, but we never got physical with each other. You know what I mean? So I know what I'm capable of. I know what I'm not capable of. I know how easily influenced. I know how easily I give in to negativity. I do know all that about myself. So I try to fight it, you know what I mean? I try to figure ways to protect myself, you know. But we just got finished reading the Love and Respect Experience. This is chapter 9. Once again, it's the Nasty Past. I would love that you like, share, and comment. You know, engage with me. You know what I mean? As I said in chapter 8, I'm going to keep this moving. You know, I'm going to get through this. You know, if I got to give you a chapter every day or a chapter every other day, I'm going to keep it moving. I know it's helping. You know what I mean? I know there's couples out there that you need this. You know, it may not be the advice the counselor, the marriage counselor is giving you. It may be the counselor not being able to, translate the advice to you, say it to you in a way that you can understand. Because, you know, we took pre-marriage counseling. We did counseling in our marriage. You know what I mean? We tried it all. You know, but I'm not gonna sit here long with you. You know, I'ma breeze on through this. You know what I mean? Till I get to a part where that we can talk. You know, I can get deeper into it. I can express the events in our marriage more. You know, but stay up, stay strong. And we're going into this weekend, you know, you married couples. We're going into this weekend, so you know, if you got the time, take some time out for your spouse. You know, this Memorial Day weekend coming up or something like that, but take time for your spouse. You know, do something special for each other. You know, you love your wife, you love your husband, show it, mean it. You know, put them on a pedestal for being in this struggle with you. You got me? You know, whether y'all got kids together, y'all don't have them together. You know, put that man, put that woman on that pedestal for being in this struggle with you. You got me? Love you. I'm out. It's the Nasty Pastor on the Faith Ministries.